Hello, dear listeners. This is Marge from Inasnit. Francis and I want to give you a sneak peek of our new show called Around the Water Cooler, where we chat about the latest topics, including sometimes politics, TV and movies that we're watching, books that we're reading, things like that. Right now, Around the Water Cooler is exclusive for our Patreon patrons, just starting at the $3 a month patronage level. We appreciate any type of support. We want to continue to provide our original content in a snit where we deep dive into Mad Men each week for no cost. That is still going to be free, but we want to do some additional things, and for that we do need a little bit of help. The way that you can help is either signing up as a Patreon patron, or you can always help us out by sharing our podcast with your friends on social media, and rating and reviewing us on your podcast application. We really appreciate all the support and wonderful listeners that we have, and I hope you enjoy Around the Water Cooler.
Hi. This is strange.
Yeah, it's a little different. I didn't type out the intro, but who are you?
Oh, me. I'm Francis.
And I'm Marge. And normally we're in a snit, but today we're around the water cooler. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna chit chat, and y'all seem to like it. And this is going to be something that we offer every couple of weeks on our new Patreon page. And it will eventually go live to everybody, but those who want to hear it more in real time will get that as one of the tiers on Patreon. And we're going to explain that a little bit later. But yeah, this is our chatty time. We're just going to hang around the water cooler and discuss just whatever we feel like it.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know, there's lots to discuss as well. I don't know. We're going to talk about many things. It'll mainly be bits and bobs that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Or maybe what's going on. Like literally, I've just found out that Gilbert Gottfried died.
I saw literally 5 minutes ago. I also saw that on the Twitter feed, and I was like, oh wow, that's he was the voice of Iago in the Disney
literally,
Aladdins.
That's the first thing that comes to me as Iago. He's one of my favorite Disney characters.
Yeah, I mean,
he just does it so perfectly.
I saw that movie in the theaters as like a preteen, I think I was probably like 12 maybe when that movie came out. Like I wasn't quite a teenager, but I quite wasn't a little. I remember like I went with my little cousin to see that movie. Like,
okay,
we were going for him, not me.
Of course, and we've all done that. So I used to watch it on VHS.
Yes. Well,
when I babysat my little cousin.
See?
But said little cousin, in air quotes, was in bed.
Right.
I was watching it after he'd gone to bed.
Yeah, and I remember, so the little cousin we took to see this movie, it's so funny thinking this movie, Aladdin came out so long ago that the little cousin I took to see Aladdin now has 5 children.
Yeah, same little cousin that I'm talking about just bought his own house.
yeah, he and his wife are expecting baby number 5. But he was obsessed with Aladdin. He must have been like 3 or 4 at the time, and he had like his bedroom was decked out in the Aladdin stuff. And then he had on VHS, when I would go over and babysit with him, he had Aladdin, the movie on VHS, but then there were the 2 sequels that were straight to video that Gilbert Gottfried came back to voice Iago in those 2. There was a Return of Jafar, and then like Aladdin and the 40 Thieves, I want to say was the second sequel. But Return of Jafar was really an Iago showcase movie. Iago got a much bigger part. And then of course, Gilbert Gottfried went on to do the voice of the Affleck duck for quite a while. I don't know if y'all have Affleck in the UK.
No.
It's like an extra type of insurance that you purchase, like accidental insurance. And
Okay.
basically their mascot is a duck, and he says Aflac. I can't do it, but he says the name as a quack. And Gilbert Godfrey was actually the voice of him. Well, and then there was some controversy because he made some inappropriate jokes about, I want to say, Japanese people.
Yeah,
Um,
he did.
and
But
then he got fired from that gig. But then I think people kind of more or less either forgot or forgave him. I don't really remember. I feel like this was like a decade ago that this happened.
yeah,
And
and I think there was my husband just had me try, literally he's just gone upstairs so I can record this, and he just had me try and YouTube some of his roast stuff, and I was like,
that's what he
yeah,
was
I'm
really known for. Yeah.
probably not going to be discussing that around the water cooler.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's that's for another show, and it's not this one.
Yeah. Like I don't remember exactly, and I may have to like go and remind myself and then take back all of what I'm about to say. But I want to say, in light of what some other people have said, like he was probably at the forefront of when we were really starting to crack down on like, hey, you really can't do like that
Yeah,
anymore. You
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
shouldn't,
yeah,
you know, squint your eyes and talk with an accent. Like that's not
yeah.
appropriate. And it's pretty upsetting to like an entire group of people. And
Hmm.
like just the whole idea, like if you're a comedian, like just don't punch down. So like it's not that you can't make jokes, it's just like make jokes about the people with the power, not people that have less power than you. Anyway.
No, no, and ultimately, well, speaking of people of power, my country's going to shit today, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, fun.
Um, yeah, it is. It's funnier anyway.
Yeah.
It's not funny to make fun of, like you say, the punching down as opposed to punching up. But yeah, so our prime minister, the actual leader of our country,
Mm-hmm.
and his multi-millionaire sidekick Rishi, I can't say his name, and it's literally because I can't do the double consonants. Rishi Sunak.
Mm-hmm. Is
And
that a
basically,
Welsh name?
no, he's Asian.
Oh, okay.
He's of Indian, I believe, of heritage anyway. And he, oh, sorry, that's probably made me chuckle that you think Rishi is Welsh.
Well,
I
I wasn't
You
even
could Google him.
thinking. I wasn't even thinking about like the name. I just know that they have a lot of like
Constant.
interesting consonants in
Yes, they
places.
do.
That was
They
just
do.
where my brain went. So
I love
anyway.
it. That's like a whole, I'm sure you could do a whole stand-up bit about Rishi being Welsh. Anyway, so yeah, they're both going to actually get it. Around Christmas time, there was a full police investigation into them breaking the COVID regulations and having parties in 10 Downing Street. I don't even know if it made the news in the USA.
I don't know if it made like the news proper. I don't remember if I remember seeing it or if you and I had just discussed it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so like that's why it's in my brain, because I think you and I did talk about it.
So today it's been announced that Boris Johnson and Rishi himself are both going to get what we call a fixed penalty fine from the police,
Okay.
because they broke COVID rules during lockdown.
So they just have to pay a fine. There's not going to be any other
So
punishment.
far, it's what Boris will never fall on his sword. It's not within his character.
Yeah, he's probably very narcissistic, like our American counterpart. Yeah.
He well, he's jobs. It's jobs for the boys. He was kind of born and bred and sort of like some kind of fattened pig, quite literally, is what he was born to do.
Yeah.
This was always going to be his path, and he will never, never, ever bow down from it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting few days, because it's literally about 5 hours since it was announced that the police are going to fine them for breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also because much like you guys, our parliament and anything in parliament, well, we have Parliament TV. You can sit and watch them all day if you want.
Right. We have something similar, C-SPAN.
And so it's all that I'm lucky enough to have done a private tour of the Houses of Parliament in a former life, in a former role. It was something that I got to do as part of my job, which was brilliant. But there are cameras everywhere in there.
Yeah.
And Rishi it sort of started going viral. And if you follow me on Instagram, on my personal account, which you do, you'll be able to see it. He steps up to the ballot box and he says, I did not attend any parties to Parliament. So he, if not Boris, are actually on record as having lied to Parliament, which is, that's big shit.
Yeah,
that's
not good.